Is your wife hot? Could it be because your boat's AC system doesn't work? Come along with us today as we explore the top 5 reasons why your boat's AC system doesn't work, or why your boat's AC system doesn't blow cold air, or maybe water's not pumping overboard. Join us today on another project as we restore our boat. Welcome to our channel, No Tops at All. My wife and I have had a lifelong dream of cruising through the Caribbean. We fell in love with this Regal 4260. Unfortunately, over the last 20 years, it had fallen into a state of disrepair. Join us as we restore this amazing boat to its original glory and fulfill our lifelong dream of cruising through the Caribbean. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to go through some of the reasons why the air conditioning unit on your boat may not work. So, for starters, I know it sounds simple, and it's not that I'm trying to insult you, but make sure that your air conditioning unit is receiving power. So one time we just weren't paying attention and we're like, why is it not cooling? Went outside, checked the circuit breaker, sure enough it had popped. So check the circuit breaker at the post coming into your boat or the power source coming into your boat. Next place you want to check is on the circuit breaker panel itself. And if it's popped there, that's probably going to be the indication of where the next error or the next clue, if you will, for where you're going to have a problem with your air conditioning unit. So another place that is great for discovering information is actually this little unit behind me where you adjust your air conditioner unit. If you're getting an error code there, a lot of times if you just do a quick search on the internet, you can find what is wrong with your air conditioning unit. And so there are 2 other areas where you may have a problem, and those get a little bit more in depth. The first one of those is that if your air conditioning water pump that delivers water through your air conditioning unit for it to actually cool, if that's starting to get weak or old or worn out, you're going to have problems. And it's not going to get cool because you don't have enough of that air circulating through to cool. The final one that is probably going to be the most common, especially if you're in water that lends itself to growth, and that is going to be that you have scale or barnacle buildup in your air conditioning unit. On today's video, we're going to show you how to descale your air conditioning unit. The first thing you want to do is locate the seatcock for your water air conditioning unit and turn that off. So there's going to be a couple tools that you're going to need for this job. First, just an old 5-gallon bucket, a pump. This hose is this side is going to be the supply side. So this is going to bring your cleaning agent out of the bucket. Then it is going to flow through here, pump it through the air conditioning unit, and then finally back into the bucket here. And finally, your descaling agent. Barnacle Busters is a pretty good one, so we're going to be trying that today. Hopefully we'll have good success. While I'm disconnecting the hoses, one of the things that I want to point out is make sure that your input line from the bucket through the pump goes to the input line on your air conditioning unit, and that the output line uses your hose that goes back into your bucket. Once you've connected your hoses, the next thing you need to do is just circulate water from your bucket through the system for a couple minutes. It's going to accomplish 2 things. One, you're going to start the flush process and you're going to start getting debris out of your air conditioning unit. The second thing that you're going to be able to do, you're going to spot if you're leaking anywhere in your hoses. And it's a lot better to have some water spill than what it is for your descaling agent. Once you've added the descaling agent, let it circulate for about 30 minutes. Now we're going to reassemble all of our hoses and get started on the air conditioning unit in the aft part of our boat. Alright, I think the most miserable part of this, if you can't tell it, it's about 105 degrees in the shade. And in STEM, it's 105 degrees. And the sun's beating down on the boat, so to say it is warm right now is an understatement. Alright, so baby, fuel. While I'm getting everything connected, let's talk a little bit about the ways that you can diagnose what's wrong with your air conditioning unit. For starters, if you have a low volume of water going overboard or low pressure coming out of the hull of your boat, but no other indications, that's a good sign that it may be your air conditioning water pump. If, on the other hand, the error that we had was that our air conditioning unit was pumping water, then the circuit breakers on the circuit breaker panel would pop and we would get an error code indicating high pressure on our air conditioning unit. Now that we're finishing up the flush of our marine AC air conditioning system, we do want to give you a few other techniques that'll help preserve the life of your AC unit. Next to the seacock that we turned off earlier is a filter for the raw water coming into your boat. Inside of there is a skimmer basket that we recommend checking frequently. We checked ours about a month ago, and look at all of the dirt and debris that was inside of it. The other thing that I would recommend doing is, while you have it out, check the condition of your basket. As you can tell, ours needed to be replaced, so we just went ahead and replaced it. Another technique is to take a couple hot tub chlorine tablets and put them in your skimmer basket. They will help to prevent growth in your lines as well as your air conditioning unit itself. We've included links to the products we've used in this video down below. Also, as always, thanks for joining us today, and please like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you on a future video.
Do you want to say anything?
Finally, cool air.